Welcome to the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored today by W.C. Wright & Son. I'm your host, David Simpson. Well, Coach, congratulations on win number 2.
Yep, thank you.
Adversity again with rain, but it seemed like you adjusted well.
Yep.
Can you kind of discuss the conditions about the game, the rain?
Yeah, so, it's a definition circumstance. We talk about the things we can't control, and usually the first one when I'm talking about it to the kids is weather, and it was like a monsoon. I checked the weather app all day. It looked clear. 7 o'clock, it was going to be nice 76, a little over cloud coverage. And no, it came a flooding. So we had to adjust a lot of things. We obviously had to run the ball and stop the run, which I thought we did well, But again, you go into a game with a game plan and a circumstance like the weather completely kind of takes away half of it, being the pass game. But proud of the kids, proud of the way we handled that, especially just you're in warm-ups, you're soaked. You come back out, you're soaked, and there's a lot of things that go into that, but I was really proud of the way overall we handled that, including the staff, our sideline, our trainers, everybody I thought did a great job.
I thought so too. So let's get into the first quarter. We thought that Sylacauga had won the toss and elected to receive.
Yeah.
So that's how we communicated, but obviously they deferred and did a little onside kick.
Yep.
We were ready for it, got the ball on our own 49-yard line. 7 plays later, we're in the end zone with Blaine. So you showed a new package.
We did.
Is it called the Wildcat Heavy Package? Or
yeah. Well, we call it, it's no secret. We call it Rhino. It's a Rhino package. But shout out, Hayden Bowman did a great job. I want to recognize him for getting that onside kick. It's funny. Every huddle will say, hey, watch the onside kick. But, do the kids like, oh, it's not. But it was, and he got it. And then we had success running the ball right there, and we hopped in Rhino and got some bigger dudes on the field, and we're able to punch it in. Started off fast, started really good, and then, obviously the next drive we give up a touchdown right back. They got in a set that we hadn't seen, which is how it is early in the season, a double wing set, and just we're running double insert, just a pretty simple play, but caused some miscommunication in our fits where they were able to kind of get off on the left edge a couple times, and then I think we made some good adjustments after that, and we were able to kind of stop that play. But no, it was a good, good start on offense for sure.
So when they scored, they kicked off and they did a little pooch kick and recovered that. So they're in good position to take the lead, but your defense rose up and caused a turnover there.
Turnover, yep. We call that putting the fire out. If that happens, if we turn it over on offense, anything where the defense is not expecting to be on the field and they got to go out there and put the fire out, and I think they did a really good job. That's something we challenged them with, preseason goals. My big one when I came to the defense meeting was, hey, I want us to put the fire out. I don't think we did a good job of that last year, and so far we're 3 for 3 on getting a stop after a turnover type scenario. So, and that ball, it was Aiden's got to try to field it, but in his defense, it took a crazy bounce. It landed about 6 inches from the sideline and bounced straight back to their kids over his head. So, it was an unlucky bounce, but we need to be more urgent in getting that ball. And we talked about it today in our team meeting. But yeah, I'm really proud of the defense. That's Sidney Walton with a huge tackle and a forced fumble, and Caleb scoops it, gets on it, which is huge, and really proud of them for that.
So I was going to go back to the first touchdown. You went for 2. Explain the process of going for 2 so early.
So we've been working on that fake. I want to show as many fakes and tricks as I can. I know a lot of coaches maybe want to keep stuff in their belt, but to me, I'd rather make a staff will have to work on it, and then we might not ever run it again. Or we might run it first one against Alexandria. I don't know. So I like to put a lot of stuff, but that's something we worked on with Brady flipping it out to Blaine, and we executed. We blocked it up really well, and we just went into that knowing, hey, we're running this. If it don't work, it don't work. If it works, it works. So we put that on tape, and that's a package that we have actually a couple fakes off of. So we're going, a defense opposing staff's going to have to work on that, prepare for that.
Yeah. So we go into the first quarter, second quarter, kind of changing possessions. In the second quarter, Barack makes a big sack, and number 5 ends up getting hurt. We don't know what happened to him. I hope everything's okay with him. So that kind of changed the game for them. For a defensive coach, when you practice looking at number 5 all week,
Mhm.
and now you're looking at number 18, does that change the mentality?
Yeah, so we didn't see him, against the one game that we had, and then he came in. I think his first play threw the ball, so we're thinking, okay, it's going to be more pass game, and then he ended up throwing a good bit in the second half when the weather died down. But as far as overall game plan, we stuck with, we match personnel. So if they're in this personnel, we're in this
Yeah.
personnel. If they're, and so forth. But no, it did because we don't know who he is. I think he was a sophomore. I thought he did a great job
He did.
coming in and completing some balls and giving his guys a chance. But no, we stuck with it. Didn't make too many adjustments based on him being in or not.
So we're going at half, up 8-7. Come out, they have the opening kickoff, and you create a turnover.
Yep.
Again.
Yep.
So we have the ball down there, and then one play, I believe, one or two
Yep.
plays, we're back in the end zone.
Yep.
Up, and you go for 2. We're up 16-7. Kind of feeling good
Yep.
about it, and then they get a long drive, a long pass play, I
Mhm.
believe.
Yep. So we had 2 busted coverages in the second half for 120 of their 150 passing yards was
Oh,
two
wow.
two
Two
plays, and that one was a 75-yard touchdown. It's just, I get it, for our kids, they're playing run, they're stopping the run, they're doing this, and then, but that's why we teach eye discipline and being smart in the back end, knowing like they can throw it. But that's the thing about playing defense. It's adverse. You're dealing with stuff because you don't know what the offense is going to run, one, so your reaction side of the ball, and then 2, if one guy falls down, it's a touchdown. But on offense, you can have 10 guys do the wrong thing. If the guy with the ball does a lot of things right, he can score. So that's the 2 difference. That's the biggest difference between offense and defense. And so being defense, you have to play 11 guys doing the same thing. If we're all wrong, we're all right. If we're all right, we're all right. So, we've got to make sure we're on the same page. We had a young buck in the back end. Started his first game as a freshman, and that wasn't on him, but we were doing a lot of communication, trying to make sure he was good, getting lined up, and A.J. Madison, our senior safety, did a great job all night with that. But we just busted coverage. We missed a tackle. We need to get him down so we can play the next play, but at the end of the day, we were able to get the stops when we needed it.
So they kick off to us. We get a little drive going. Then we punt, and then they tried to pick up the ball, and it slipped out of their hands, and we're set back up again in good field position.
And, we worked a live punt with the offense. That's something we do a lot where we just, get Charlie back and we just quick punt it. And we worked that twice this week because we did not work it live going into Pell City, and it cost us. And so we worked that twice. We spent a lot of time. It was very expensive to us this week, and it paid off because all 4 of our receivers sprinted their tail to the ball, and they were in great position to make that play as the kid was trying to get it. The kid, I've seen that happen. I've almost been in that kid's shoes where it's like you don't know if it's a Peter, if you're supposed to get away from it, if you're supposed to get on. So it happens. That kid's probably a 15, 16-year-old kid, and he's thinking maybe it's a live ball and he's got to get on it. But regardless, our kids were there, and they knew the situation, and they knew to get on it, which is smart by our receivers. So I was proud of them for that.
It was a huge play. We go up 23-14. We're feeling good. It's like we're about to just bust this thing open, but they come back, and they're driving, and then it's like 3rd down or 2nd down, and then Cam Mallory and Marshall Telefilio get a big sack to force the field goal, which was huge.
Yep. So they were working a lot of sprint out to their left, and so we sent Marshall off the edge. That we tried to get him to play before, and he didn't get there in time. But that next time he did, he was able to make him pull up. Really, Cam gets that sack because Marshall does his job, and that's how defense works. And then we were able to, and they kicked the field goal right there, and that was the last they scored. And that field goal was set up by another busted coverage. Quarterback scrambles. It's hard for a DB to see a guy running, and they want to come help, but that's not their job. Let the fighters fight and let them go do it, and you stay deep. But we fixed that as well, and I was proud of the defense. Again, that's a put the fire out scenario. You give up a big play, and they were able to hold them to a field goal.
So 4th quarter, you change personnel. You put Brighton Usery in at quarterback and Abram Jackson in as tailback, and you kind of use them, and you start subbing a lot. Kind of explain that process.
Yeah, so, we wanted to get Brighton in, Pell City, I feel like we didn't have enough possessions. That was a whole, separate ordeal. But we wanted to get Brighton in. He's a very, very good quarterback, does a lot of things for our offense. He opens up a lot of different doors for us. So we got him in. We knew we were going to get him in, and he did really good. He marched us down the field and got us a touchdown, scored, which was awesome. And then Abram coming in, Blaine, he had 20 carries, which think I'd have to go back and look at last year, might be the most I've given him in a game. But I knew we were going to feed him, and he had 176 yards, which is phenomenal. But we wanted to get Abram going. Abram's a really good back. He toted the load at Pell City, and so we knew we were going to do that once we felt good in the game, and I was proud of both of them for the way they handled that situation.
Well, Coach, it was a great win on the road in rain. I think you handled it well. The team, Sylacauga is much improved from last year.
Yeah,
Coach Melly has done a great job.
Coach Melly's a heck of a coach. I mean, his track record at ACA is phenomenal, and it's not going to take him long to get them back going. Those kids, they fought and they played, and I told them that after the game. They played so hard, and last year, for whatever reason, they didn't. They didn't play to the final whistle. They, that's why their record ended up being the way it was. That's a good football team. They've got great football players, big kids up front, athletes all over the field, and Coach Melly's going to get them going.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you talking to us about the game recap. At this time, we're going to take a commercial break. Today's show is sponsored by W.C. Wright & Sons.
You think this is just a gray metal box, right? Let's get a little closer. Closer. Yeah, Manabrand air conditioners are designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA.
Over the middle and
hey, that rookie corner? We were boys in college.
For real?
Well, I'd see him on campus a ton.
Oh, yeah?
I'd say, hey. He'd say, what? What's up? Because he usually was listening to music because he loves music. You guys probably don't know that about him. You know, we're friends.
Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored today by W.C. Wright & Sons, a proud supporter of Moody Blue Devil football. Joining me now is senior defensive back A.J. Madison and senior wide receiver H-back Jacob Hadaway. A.J., congratulations on a good game Friday night. So you had the defense was kind of a bend and break Friday night. We go up, I think we're up 23 or 31 to 17. They're driving again. In fourth down, and I believe you get the INT in the end zone. Kind of explain that situation when the game was kind of on the line there.
Yeah, so everybody on the field knew it was a pass. We were stoning them continuously on the run, and they went out. I think it was trips, and I could tell my man was getting the ball. He was staring at the quarterback the whole time. Quarterback was staring at him. So I'm playing man coverage, and I just turn around and the ball was in the air. So I just went and I got it.
I thought you was going to run it out there.
Yeah,
Did that cross your mind any?
Yeah, I tried to, but dude was bear hugging me, and Caleb Goff, he was trying to get the ball out of my hands, but I was trying to go to the crib and score.
Well, you had a good game. You had 4 solo tackles and 4 assists for a total of 8, and that's pretty good for a Friday night. So Alexandria, I don't know how much you've been able to see about them. You're going into region play. This place is a tough place to play. I don't know if you've heard of any of the history behind it, but the last time Moody won at Alexandria was 2004. So it's been a while. So your thoughts about this Friday night against Alexandria?
We know from the jump it's going to be pretty much run the ball type of game. That's who they are. That's who they're going to be. And, we're just preparing to just stone them, just like we did Sylacauga in the second half. I played there my freshman year. I know what kind of like atmosphere it is. They got a good fan base. They're very passionate.
They are.
But, we're just going to go out and dominate.
Awesome. So congratulations on being named Player of the Week against Sylacauga. We look forward to a good game this Friday night against Alexandria. Now I'm going to talk to Jacob Hadaway, number 3 senior, wide receiver, H-back on offense. Jacob, I know you have an injury with your arm. Can you kind of explain the injury? How much does it affect you during Friday nights?
It's definitely a factor, but as far as blocking and stuff like that goes, it doesn't affect me that much. It's definitely harder to catch, though.
Do you like being considered a blocker on offense, or do you rather than throw to you?
Honestly, it really doesn't matter to me. It's however I can contribute to my team.
So you're also on kickoff, I believe.
Yeah.
So you enjoy doing kickoff, running down there full speed?
Yeah, it's always fun when you get to go down there full speed and hit somebody wide open. So,
have you able to look at some of the film or kind of talk about Alexandria? This is a region game, and it's a tough place to play. Have you heard stories about Alexandria?
I have. I've heard the fan base is
very passionate.
Very passionate, yeah. I've heard it's a kind of a hard atmosphere to play in, but I think we'll go out there and do what we do and be fine.
Well, congratulations on being named one of the players of the week against Sylacauga, and we look forward to having a good game Friday night at Alexandria. So we're going to take a quick break, commercial break. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors, but we also want to thank today's sponsor for the Coach Jake Ganus Show is W.C. Wright & Son, a proud supporter of Moody Blue Devil football.
As respected industry leaders, we are here,
working hard for you
in an effort to provide you with
excellence in sports medicine
and excellence in sports injury prevention.
We're here for the coaches,
athletic trainers and mentors
who are shaping the next generation of legends.
We are here to help keep your kids and family
safe and healthy.
We are here for you,
aggressively pursuing
victory over injury. Over the middle and
Hey, that rookie corner? We were boys in college.
For real?
Well, I'd see him on campus a ton.
Oh, yeah?
I'd say, hey. He'd say, what? What's up? Because he usually was listening to music because he loved music. You guys probably don't know that about him. You know, we're friends.
You think this is just a gray metal box, right? Let's get a little closer. Closer? Amanda brand gas furnaces are designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA. So this baby is true red, white, and blue.
Welcome back to the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored today by W.C. Wright & Sons, a proud supporter of Moody Blue Devil football. Coach, we're back on the road again this Friday night, Region 6, Alexandria. I don't know if you know any of the history of this place, but it's the visitor side stands is very close to the sideline. There's not much room, but you're dealing with a very passionate fan base. Yep. And you're also dealing with the ghosts of loose scales they always talk about, because crazy things happen at this place. The last time Moody won, I looked it up this morning, was in 2004, last victory at Alexandria when I think Moody clinched the region championship 3-0. So it's a tough place to play. Your thoughts on Alexandria this week?
Yeah, so, I mean, you nailed it. They, they've got great fans, great community. You know, I've got to play against them once in football, but I've seen it, you know, baseball, basketball, been to their place for different things, and I'm really excited. You know, I've never played in the stadium, but I've seen it and drove past it a few times, and it looks like, you know, like a old school high school football stadium, you know, and that's exciting to me. I love going on the road. I love playing in front of our fans, don't get me wrong, but it's just something about, you know, a business trip, you know, and that's the mindset and approach we try to take. But no, they're a good football team. You know, don't let their record fool you. They're very physical. That they have a tough brand of football that is bred in those kids from the time they're born to the time they play high school football, and it's going to be a very physical game. And our kids, you know, will be ready, but we got to have a great week of practice. We got to clean some stuff up, but really excited just to get in that atmosphere and to, you know, expose our kids to that.
Region games are always fun. The first one's very important. So do they do any type of offense that you have not seen before, or is it basic?
Of course. Of course. So they're definitely a different style offense. I really don't know what I would call it. You know, it's almost like a direct snap. Their quarterback runs the ball a lot, and they'll have a motion guy coming from, you know, different sides where they can hand them the sweep. They can run counter back with them. They'll pull multiple pullers to give him the ball, and then they'll actually direct snap it to their up back, run like a wham trap play. So they do things that we haven't seen, but, you know, they do a good job of being who they are and sticking with what they got. And like I said, you know, they got behind, so that offense is not the best for just being behind. You know, it's not an air raid, score quick kind of offense. It's a control the clock, pound you down, and get after you kind of offense. So that's the thing. You got to start fast, and you got to get off the field early, and your offense has to have success versus their defense.
Okay, Coach. Well, we do appreciate your time today. We're looking forward to Friday night. Hopefully we'll have a good fan base to follow us out to Alexandria. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. 411 Network will start broadcast at 6 p.m., going live at pregame at 6:30. At this time, we want to recognize the players of the week versus Sylacauga. That's A.J. Madison, Cam Mallory, Blaine Burke, and Jacob Hadaway. Congratulations on being named Players of the Week. Thank you for joining us today for the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Join us again next week as we recap the Alexandria game.